Hey guys, we've had a lot of questions about Satori. We really haven't told you much about her, really showed you the ins and outs. So today we're going to give you a boat tour.
Satori is a 1989 Morgan 44.
She's a center cockpit, means that she has a big aft cabin, means a big bedroom, which was a huge seller for me when I bought the boat.
And one of my favorite parts of the boat.
Yeah. And she's a Morgan. Morgan has a great reputation for building solid quality boats. Some Morgans are known to be kind of slow and sluggish, but certainly not this boat. This boat was built on a racing hull, what they call, I guess, a cruising keel on her, which would be I think they call it a modified fin. She's a great sailor, she's a great live aboard, and
extremely comfortable.
Yeah, she's 44 feet and there's two of us, so I mean it's plenty of room, but has some really interesting characteristics, and the layout is well thought out, I think.
Let me show you around. This is the saloon. This is where we probably hang out the most. One thing about Satori, she is a keel stepped mast, as opposed to a deck step mast where the mast would stop at the deck. This comes all the way through the cabin and is attached to the keel. We have this table and it's got 4 leaves which come out. Once they're all out, it makes for a pretty big table. Not a lot of room to move around, but it's comfortable. I like to set the mood. Little romantic setting.
How romantic that is.
What are you looking at? Baby!
What?
Anyway, so we've been here with, 4 people comfortably playing games, even though sometimes we have to do this. One thing I've noticed since living aboard, Satori has quite a few nooks and crannies. So this, inside this table, is a secret. That's where we keep a lot of our, not all of it, but a lot of it. Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nice whiskey there. And we have some storage here. This is kind of our pantry. It's pretty bare right now. We need a provision. And on this side, we have our library. So we have little piles of chaos, let's say. But it's organized chaos. We do know what is in every bin and it has a purpose. So,
all over the boat.
All over the boat. And it helps keep things from moving around when we're underway as well. This is our lovely 22-inch HD flat screen. It's awesome because it's on a swivel, so wherever you're sitting, you can kind of point it so everyone can see. And then it also hides this mess back here. Behind the settee, there's a few little cubbies. They're not huge, but they do hold quite a bit of stuff. I can get it open.
Yeah. More organized chaos.
Yeah, the tape and a few little odds and ends live.
But more importantly...
What? Oh, there's zip ties and zip ties.
Yeah, zip ties.
That's Nick's favorite thing in life is zip ties.
Yeah, zip ties, they hold our lives together.
Yeah. Let me not forget Arthur's shark bed. He loves this. He hangs out here most days taking naps.
That's the king's corner.
Yes, this is the king's corner. And this is his rabbit. He humps on a daily basis.
His companion rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is his favorite ball. He loves this little ball.
Get the ball! Get that ball! Get that ball! Bring it here. Get that ball!
He's hungry. This is our home office. So this is where we keep our electronics mostly. When we left Florida, we did a ton of provisioning. So this is where we keep our Spam.
It's kind of a mess in there now too.
Our overflow, which is kind of dwindling.
This goes like way back in here. It used to be packed full.
And then another fun thing, where do you keep your beer? This is where we keep some of our beer. We fit about 4 cases in there. Oh my gosh, that's running empty as well. This is the kitchen, aka galley. We have a beautiful double sink. It's very deep. It's nice. We have this thing moves, so that's regular water, and then this has an extra filter, so we use this for drinking water. This is mostly what we use on a daily basis. That's why we have it hanging there. So we have cutting boards, pots and pans, and then also when we're underway, we have our handy zip ties here, so things slide and they don't go to one side if we're healing. They'll just go between the zip ties, so it works perfect. Arthur wants his greenie.
Oh.
You want a greenie?
Did you eat?
Yeah.
Ready? Did you eat? Yay, Arthur!
And then he gets dessert, which is a greenie.
He's scared that everyone's gonna take his greenie, so he has to make sure he's alone.
Yeah.
Look, there he goes. There he goes. Yeah, you go back there and eat it. All right.
Okay.
All right.
We have some pretty good storage here. Cabinet right here, and we have our extra pots, and then a few dry goods as well. In these cabinets, oils, spices, bowls, and our plates here. And then we have our bake. We need to clean this up.
Yes. Organized chaos.
Yeah. We recently just added this spice rack.
You get used to where things are after you bang your head enough, and then you add something new like this. So we strategically put our pot holders right over the corner.
Onto our fridge and freezer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this is the fridge side, this is the freezer side. Fridge is actually very big. It's just not that easy to get stuff. Sometimes when you want something on the bottom, you have to take the shelves out, get it, and then stack them back up. Oh, and then we have our silos here.
It's just PVC from the hardware store, and then each of these hands comes up. There's a bungee in here, which works great for the first couple, and then you can just kind of pull the beers up from the bottom.
And there's 3 levels in here.
These shelves kind of just pull out. Obviously the bottom's full of beer right now.
Oh, we have sour cream. And then we have the freezer. So it's just basically a deep freezer. Doesn't have any shelves.
Yeah, nice big freezer.
Yeah. Gibbled stove. So we've got 2 burners, runs on propane obviously, and then we have a nice little oven here. Perfect to make a pizza for 2. If you're cooking underway, it will move with the boat. Our water maker is under here.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's under here. Let's talk about our tanks. So we have 2 water tanks and 2 fuel tanks. Our big fuel tank is on this side, our port side.
This one's 50 gallons here.
So 50 gallons on our port side.
Underneath there.
And then our starboard side is a 35-gallon tank. Our water tank, so this is our mid tank. This holds 85 gallons. And then our front tank is the big one, and that holds 100, what is it, 20?
Yeah, and that's underneath the V-BERTH.
V-BERTH, aka guest room, and then some of my clothes here.
Oh, aka Kelly's closet overflow.
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing's super cool. I found these on Amazon, and they just kind of flip up, and then when you're underway, they hang flat.
Voila. So right now our V-BERTH has become kind of our garage. You know, couple odds and ends. We have our washing machine in here, and then we have some overflow of dry storage, baking stuff, Arthur food. Yeah, so it's really not that stuffed. It used to be a lot worse. When we have guests, we just kind of do our best to clear it out, and then this becomes, you know, a big enough bed for 2 people. This is our extra head. It's got 2 doors, fancy stuff. So you can get to it from there or from there. Hi! So there's no shower in here, just a head and a sink. And then we keep all our cleaning supplies in there.
And our Levac toilet.
This is our nav station. So this lifts up. We have our charts in here, our paper charts. This is our iPad station. So we sail with the iPads.
We use the iPad as a chart plotter primarily. So we have 2, one for a backup.
This is one of our radios. It's our charging station. It's a work in progress, it's not done yet. This is all of our electronics for our cameras and our phones.
We have batteries, cables, we got GoPros in here.
This is our EPIRB, vital to have. Hopefully we never have to use it. here we have a sort of control panel, if you will. So when we're going, I turn on the electronics and the autopilot.
Right.
Yeah, so those on.
And if there's someone on board that we want to mess with,
oh yeah,
we tell them to come down and turn on the dolphin sonar, which is an empty switch. It doesn't go to anything.
I pretty much stay out of this area. This is the tool area for the boat.
Tools, supplies, and spares. Everything's pretty much in bins. Maybe someday I'll go through how I store all this stuff.
The only thing I do use is our sailrite machine, which is stored back here.
This is where projects come to die.
It's like the workbench.
Yeah, it's kind of like the workbench, but it's really not a good workbench because you don't have anywhere to put your feet. And it's up on a. This is the hull starts to come back up again, but it's great for storage. It's, you know, a couple good bungees in here, and everything just gets thrown in there. So.
Yeah. Where's Arthur?
Arthur. There he is. There he is. This engine room door is pretty awesome. And we actually have two engines in here. One, the diesel generator, which is a Westerbeek 8 kilowatt diesel generator. This thing is kind of the lifeblood of Satori right now because we're undersized on solar. This thing really does a lot of the heavy lifting for us. We do get some solar from that 250 watt panel. We're soon going to upgrade somewhere between 600 and 700 watts. But for now, this is our solar charger. We have our Wi-Fi router here and a hard drive with all our movies in it. Right here we have our Yanmar 44 horse diesel engine here. Our Danfoss compressor. This runs the refrigerator. And I know what you're going to say. That's a horrible place for a compressor for your refrigerator, and you're right. It is. But what we've done, vented it out, up, back, and around, out to the companionway here. Fridge actually works quite well for us. We have two compressor units for the air conditioning, trusty water heater. And underneath me here is our battery bank. We've recently upgraded and replaced the batteries with a series of 6-volt golf cart batteries. Oh, and a fire alarm. Yeah. And another fire alarm up there. We do have fire alarms, smoke alarms, and CO2. Just not in the V-BERTH, which is going to change now. This is where the magic happens.
So this is a beautiful aft cabin. So much space, plenty of storage. We have closets here, which, okay, has bow smell, but whatever. I still put clothes in there.
Yeah. And half of this closet is taken up by a retrofitted air conditioner unit.
Hi, little man.
It is strange that we have this giant inverter in the bedroom. We didn't put it there, obviously. It's an old unit. But I guess somebody ran out of room in the engine room at one point, so.
I know you're not supposed to watch TV in your bedroom, but whatever, sometimes we do. This comes down. Ooh, movie night. We have an Apple TV as well hooked up here, and then a DVD player. So it just goes right back up, get out of the way.
These are retrofitted shelves. These weren't originals. I think somebody had these built. I found these baskets and they're really nice for, you know, extra storage for clothes and underpants. What you're probably wondering mostly is, where does Kelly put all her clothes?
Baskets here. This is for all my unmentionables and bathing suits and hats. Just some extra products here, my books, and then this is pretty cool. There's a built-in jewelry box, so that's where I keep all that stuff.
It's got a mirror on it and everything. Mm-hmm. That Morgan thought of everything.
Yeah.
See, I think he liked the ladies.
We have another rack here, and then Nick built me a shoe rack, which is the same thing that we have in the kitchen, but you just hook your heels on there and we're good to go. Where are all my other shoes? Well, that's where I keep all the shoes.
Yeah.
Master bathroom. Nice electric toilet, sink, some storage here for products. We have our shower, which has a baby bathtub in it. Oh, by the way, I made this shower curtain.
Really nice, because we can give Arthur a bath in there and he can't get away.
It's perfect for Arthur. Yeah.
Or if we're sailing, it's a great secure spot to throw a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
You know it's not going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There you have it. So here we are in Satori's Center Cockpit, and this is our helm.
We don't have a whole lot of sophisticated electronics. It's pretty basic stuff with what the boat came with. To tell you the truth, I don't really know how old it is. A Garmin GPS chart plotter here. Not really good for long distance navigation. If we're sailing long distance and I'm making routes and really looking through charts, then the iPad is what really takes over. Let me give you the whole picture here. I'll put the steering wheel back on. Usually throw it up there, get it out of the way when we're at anchor. Just opens up the cockpit. We don't have a ton of space in here, so this is... right down here we have our autopilot, which is awesome. We love our autopilot. She's never given us an issue. I know it's kind of a weird position for her to be mounted kind of inside the wheel, but we do have a solution for that. Our Bluetooth remote. So this thing's awesome. We can pretty much steer the boat from anywhere on board. So I usually just keep this clipped to me, and I just do all the steering from here. Don't even really have to touch the wheel at all. So probably notice our little tent pole here. We have a little bit of a tear in the bimini up top, and it causes this to sag. So until we can get that fixed, this kind of keeps the water from pooling up here. So that's why this is here. Not official issue. We don't have a lot of storage here, so this cargo net works really well for some pillows and t-shirts and whatever else we want to throw up there, whether it's sunglasses we want to clip up here. So this is awesome. But we do have extra storage down here on the helmsman seat. The nice thing about the center cockpit is we have this complete enclosure here. That's all isinglass, and we can roll up certain sections, and it's really awesome for like temperature control while we're sailing. We can close up one entire side and leave the other side in the back open. We can crack, just with the zipper, get a little bit of airflow in here, so we can really control how comfortable it is in the cockpit here. And we stay super dry, which is why we don't really have any cover for the iPad, because we really don't need it. We don't really get wet in here. So I did install a temperature alarm on here after I had a impeller fall apart on me and we overheated. This is right after I got the boat. I installed this temperature exhaust. It really just goes around the exhaust hose, and that's the first thing that heats up. So as soon as that heats up, this alarm goes off, and I know I have about 5 or 10 minutes depending on how fast I'm going. So this has actually helped a couple times when I forgot to open the seacock for the engine cooling water. We got a little more storage here. Cockpit table. This thing has seen better days, but
does the job.
Yeah, it does the job. Works for us. Here we have our clutch setup for the halyard and the 2 single line reefing points.
For our mainsail.
For our mainsail, yep. And they run down to the base of the mast and then up. We'll do a whole video and explain and describe how our reefing system works. Let's take a walk up to the bow.
Our sunshade, it helps quite a bit.
Yeah, we usually put these up at anchor, get some shade and a little bit of rain cover too. So
we have a couple foldable bikes, and that's what we have stored up here.
The windlass we have 5/16 chain. We got about 200 feet of chain and 100 feet of rope hooked up to our Mantis. We got the Mantis swivel up there. Yep, and then hooked onto our Mantis anchor. The notorious Danforth anchor that fell overboard in the Dry Tortugas. We used to have it in the bowsprit, and we have now moved that up to the bow rail, and I've secured that pretty good, and it seems to be a good home for her.
We recently added our safety doggy nets on the side. We're a little apprehensive because we thought it would kind of take away from the look of the boat, but they are practically invisible from afar, and they keep this little guy nice and safe tucked in here.
Making our way to the aft deck, you'll notice these port visor covers for all of our main ports. This keeps the rain from coming in for the most part. Fish cleaning table right next to our grill, so it acts as a fish cleaning table, but also just for, you know, grilling supplies, workbench, cleaning carburetors. This is 3-inch PVC tubing with just a screw-in top, so pretty much just a DIY rail-mounted hose caddy. So, fishing rod holders here. They're not here and in use. They are underneath our solar panel up here, the little rod holder. You're also going to notice the aft sunshade clips up to our solar panel mount, and then onto our davits, and then over onto the bimini frame, and it kind of makes a nice little shade. Goes up and down super easy. Added a hookup for our breeze bandit, so even though this is up, we don't need to run a halyard for our breeze bandit. On the rail we have what has now become a backup outboard. This one we had some problems on our way into the Bahamas, and then we ended up buying a used one from another cruiser. Well, this one's fixed and she's running, but we have basically a 2-stroke version of the same engine. It's a lot easier, it's lighter, so we've been using that. The infamous swim platform. We've now replaced those pieces of wood with starboard, and we've covered them with sea deck, so it's a nice soft, just a really nice surface. And that's our dink here. Yeah, good little dink. We got some big storage back here.
That's it.
Oh, no. So this lazarette actually goes all the way down, so I can stand in here. That's how much stuff is in here right now.
This is where we keep our jerry cans. A couple of chairs we keep up here. Super comfortable. And then even this aft deck is a nice little place to lounge. Fit one on the other side as well. So you can fit 4 people here very comfortably, just on this area. And then when we have Satori movie night outside, we'll put our screen up and projector up here, and we can watch a movie right here. It's awesome. There you have it.
That's it. Satori tour. Thanks for joining us, guys. I appreciate it.
Hit like below, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
Yeah.